All right, let's do it.
First March Madness memories. Andy, I'll go to you. What you got?
Oh yeah. Okay, so my first official March Madness memory was a March Madness memory. So we Michigan State played Georgia Tech in 1990. 2016, we were 1 seed. They were, I believe, a 4 or 5. I think a 4 seed. And we're up 3 with a few seconds left. Kenny Anderson hits a shot right around the buzzer. Might have been the buzzer. And it was actually like what was on the line, I believe. And they awarded a 3, and there was no real like replay then. So it just goes to overtime, and we lose by a bucket or so in overtime. Just like I was 7 years old. I cried a lot. But I was hooked. I was like, I want more. No, it can't end like this. It doesn't. No, Daddy. No, Daddy, give me back. Rewind the game. It has to end differently. That was how I started. So it started with sadness, and then it leads to glory after that. Glory, like, every couple of years, the Spartans go really far, and it's like,
yeah,
I was hooked on the whole thing because I wanted it. I saw a bracket. I wanted to know, what is a bracket, Daddy? What is happening? Like, why don't you keep me up till 12:30 watching games? I'm old enough. I'm 7. I'm 8 years old. Like, let's do this. So it was actually a moment of sadness that really got me hooked because it's not always the glory that gets you. Sometimes it's like the what if, the intellectual exercise of like, well, if they had replay, and they should have replay. I mean, they had like we had cool stuff. Yeah, could have done replay in 1990, right?
Yeah, they definitely could have. Yeah.
We made that movie Lawnmower Man later, and that was like pretty high tech. So come on, they were doing it at that time. So if you can make the film, the masterpiece Lawnmower Man, why can't you have Kenny Anderson's freaking foot line? We could have been a team to get destroyed by UNLV in the Final Four. Like, that made it feel a little better because UNLV was just steamrolling everybody here. That was the year before the Duke legend began. Really.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. How did Duke win that game, by the way?
Bass, what you got?
First March Madness memory. I will have to say that it is the world famous travel.
Yes, thank you.
Into a timeout that they didn't have. Michigan and UNC wins the title.
Yep.
Greg Ostertag.
Yes.
Yep. Big stiff.
That was Eric Montross, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't Ostertag. Sorry. Ostertag was Kansas, right?
Kansas, yeah.
Eric Montross.
Montross.
Eric Montross, that's right. Montross, yeah.
He was big.
Big stiff. I mean, they're both in the same category. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. Was a little uglier and it fit his name, but like Montross was like just smart. Like he looked like a super way too tall kind of farm boy.
Yeah.
Like maybe a little military school, and he was just a big stiff. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think I was 8 at the time, and didn't have much basketball. I didn't even like basketball. My dad put me in basketball when I was 8, and I hated it. I used to grab the ball and run with it, and they'd be like, "No, travel." And I'm like, "No, Dad, there's too many rules. I can't just run with the ball. Come on." Yeah. So I wasn't really into basketball, but my brothers were watching it. My dad was watching it, and it came on, the championship game, and I said, "Man, that North Carolina team, I love it. And so I kind of got hooked. That was my first memory of March Madness. Yeah,
nice.
Definitely.
Yeah, I got to. You already know. I got to piggyback with you. Yep. My dad went to Chapel. He went to North Carolina from 78 to 82. Mm-hmm. So he always had video of the famous Georgetown, North Carolina game. But again, I was born in 83, so I didn't see any of that. But then that 93 game was the first full game outside of maybe the Bulls and the Lakers, that series. When that series happened, I watched all of those games. But that 93 Michigan versus North Carolina was the very first full college game that he had me sit down and watch. And I didn't even know at that time, like I was like you, Chris, I didn't know basketball. I was a football guy.
Yeah.
So I had no clue like about
like
the
a
travel.
foregone conclusion you guys would beat Indiana. It's just like, we're going to skip this Indiana game. I believe it was Indiana in the Final Four, right? And we're going to skip that, and we're just going to go right to watching the championship game. Just put them right in there. You were like 10, probably? That's amazing.
Yeah, I didn't.
I didn't know. We were hooked.
Right, I didn't know anything about it, but when I saw that, and I remember the timeout, and I remember my dad like jumped up, like, "Oh, they don't have any more timeouts," and I'm like, "What?
what?"
Yeah.
He's like, "You don't have any more timeouts." Oh. And then I saw it getting excited. That was great. That was my first memory